Hi everybody, today we are gonna talk about MoFish a little bit. So I'm gonna cover how the MoFish works, how you could use it with a graphical user interface, and for more advanced use, how can you use it with Python commands. So let's start. What you do for MoFish? You go to Rotten Tomatoes movies, you select any movie you would like, and you copy the link. Preferably it must have the critics reviews. Basically what MoFish does is it opens the critics reviews, it scrolls down, it clicks load more, it scrolls down, clicks load more again, and it does it until this button disappears. It means that all reviews are here now, so it starts scraping. It saves this one, it saves that one, and saves the links for full reviews. So we have a first iteration of scraping all reviews from Rotten Tomatoes, and then we have a list of links leading to other websites. And so then MoFish looks at each of those URLs in parallel and tries to find the main text by analyzing the DOM of the page. The DOM of the page is kind of a structure, HTML structure of the page. So let's start and let's try it out. So let's go, let me close this one. So that is the code for MoFish. Later on I will make an executable for you, so you will just click mofish.exe and you're getting this graphical user interface. It's pretty easy, but not reviews. I just need the film and the file name. Bon Jovi. Submit. So what is happening here? First is there are a little bit of randomness in the process. So we could fail for many reasons. That's why we have so-called attempts. There are 5 attempts for getting the reviews. Currently we are on the first attempt. If it fails, we'll try the second one. What we are doing, we are starting the web browser, basically the web driver, because it's a web browser without the visualization. So that's how we pretend being a user. Then we get a proxy that says that we use the other IP, so you're not getting blocked by Rightmove. We are loading the web driver with these settings, and we start the algorithm. So we open the movie, we find its name, film name, Labyrinth, we find the total reviews, 52. That is how you could check that algorithms works fine. If you find different name here or different number, pay attention. And we are just done. Here is our file just generated, but I will continue explaining the procedure first. So those messages are very important for debugging. So if something fails, if something doesn't work, just Ctrl-A, Ctrl-C, and send me an email by pasting everything that is here, because possibly the errors would be shown here as well. So what we can see is that it opened the film, there was no cookie messages to be pressed. Sometimes we are getting blocked because of cookie messages. So we are loading more reviews, we're clicking the load more button. We finished loading all. We can see 52 reviews, that's all reviews of the page. Great. And we are scraping. So while I was talking, there was a progress bar and it was filling with the green color. It shows you how many reviews have been scraped already. And then when this loop is finished, we enrich the data with external links. So we had a list of links for external websites. That is what's happening here. We are enriching the data with external data. We are saving the file with this file name and we are done. So the file is being saved in the folder called results file. To speed up the process and ensure that you are not getting blocked, we also have a folder called dataset, where we have, I'll tell you how many, we have 72,000 films ready to use. So let's inspect this one. Here's our film that we just scraped. It has 52 reviews and it has 61 page of data that we get in just 1 or 2 minutes. Quality of the data is not 100% perfect. Sometimes you're getting the false positive data, so that is not the main content, so our algorithm failed to extract the main content. The other times we are getting blocked, or the article leads to no page, so we could check for this error. There is no error, failed, couldn't connect to this article. So we can see that link to full article is here. We could check what is happening there. The problem is with websites. So sometimes it's not our fault that we cannot get the data. So for example, here we have the error 404. It means that there is no page like that. There is just no page. So sometimes when you get the failed result, it doesn't always mean that the MoFish failed. Sometimes there is just no data. So that's it for the graphical user interface. Whenever it fails or whenever it's stuck, you could either wait for 5 minutes and the new attempt will start because of the timeout parameter, or you could just close it and open it again. So for more advanced use, what you could do, which is much easier, so if you install the Python, if you can install the Git to download the MoFish, and if you can handle the Selenium package, you would need to install additional WebDriver for the Selenium. Then you could use the MoFish without graphical user interface, which will be much more efficient, but a little bit more complex for you. So what I mean by that is that here I am on the server, and so first of all, let me show you about the packages that you would need to install. So in the menu, in the repository, there would be a file called environment.yaml, and here we have all the packages you would need to install. Basically the Selenium, which is used for scraping, pandas for data operations, Python, basic web requests, etc. So if you could use conda to install the environment from file environment.yaml, you will be fine. But additionally, you may need to install the web driver here. So here you could see the Chrome driver.exe. So probably you would need to work with that as well. But let's get back. What are you getting? So when you open the file main.py, here you can see the description of the interface, the CLI interface, command line interface. Basically what it says is, here are the parameters you could give, and here is what functions would be called with it. So the only function you would need is to call python main.py. If you call it just like that, it would say there is an error because you didn't give it any parameters. So if you specify some parameters, for example, you want to get this movie with file name abracadabra. Let it be abracadabra. So here you get the quite similar messages from the MoFish. It will take around 1 or 2 minutes, maybe a bit longer. So what it does here as well is it checks for the movie to be in your dataset. And if it is in the dataset, it avoids scraping. So what it says is that movie was found in the database. So we only need to enrich our data with external articles and then to construct our output file. So that's the benefit of having the database. Sometimes you don't need to scrape the whole thing. So let's try to download it. In less than 1 minute we got 34 pages of data for this movie that has 24 reviews. Great. So regarding the dataset, how can you know what movies are in the dataset? Because if you try to open it and inspect it manually, it would take some time. It's quite difficult to inspect the files like that. They are called JSON files. So here we can see that we have one review, but that's quite difficult to read. So I created a function that creates you a table basically with the statistics on what you have. So we call Python main.py dataset statistics. Now we have to wait a little bit. So what it will do is it will open all of files and it will store all the names of the films, all the authors that criticized it, and it is already finished. So where can I find my output file? Get statistics, data path. Here it is, dataset statistics. Yes, replace. Here we go. So we have all 76,000 movies here. So what we would like to do is to sort them. So we sort them by number of reviews from largest to smallest. And now we can see that we have Joker movie ready, we have Us, we have Dune, we have Barbie, Top Gun, and many other films. Here are the URLs for Rotten Tomato movies. Here are the number of reviews for them. And here we have a list of authors. And that's the whole list. So we can see that almost half of the movies on Rotten Tomatoes have no reviews at all. So you're interested in top of this table. What you could also do is to check if there are people who criticize different films. So for example, we could try to search this guy. And we see that he criticized what he criticized. He criticized Joker, he criticized Barbie, he criticized this one, Knives Out, and many other films, a lot of films. So he must be a famous critic. So what you could do is you could select all movies that he participated in criticizing in doing a review, and then you use MoFish for all of those movies, and then you do the research not on the movie but on the author, on the critics. So that are the benefits of having the database and on scraping multiple films at once. So if you have any questions, let me know. My email will be in description in this video, and have a good luck.